Aravind Kumar S. He got placed in Hcl Technologies. And also, I am very happy to invite all the third year students for this training program. I will hand over this session to Aravind Kumar. Please proceed, ma'am. Aravind Kumar. Aravind Kumar.
Yeah, is this audible, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I thank you for this wonderful opportunity, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. I'll start the session.
On behalf of third year students, I'm conveying my sincere thanks to all the organizing team like Jayesh Prasad, Arishwar, Aravind, Bharat, Marisamy. For all, I'm conveying my sincere thanks of third year students. Now you proceed. You can.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I'm S. Arvind Kumar. As you know, I am a senior from R.M.D. Engineering College and from Tribly Department. I got placed in Hcl Technologies, and I am very thankful and honorable to share the what are the experience I got in this placement activities held in last year. Hence, it's named as a pre-placement talk and thoughts about career opportunities. We have a plenty of career opportunities present in our college, and I am about to share all the experiences which I gathered in my placement activities, and also the career opportunities which I utilized and which I missed, and also I'm expecting you to utilize in your future placement activities. Okay, let's start. Okay. The first slide is about the basic and important accomplishments to be done other than placement preparation. So everyone will be first focused on the placement preparation, and they don't know the basic things that they must have in their resume or they must have in their paper to be presented. These are the major and vital role to be present in their resume. These are the most important things, as I said, because it creates a strong basement to their career also. It not only adds a strong, what to say, it only adds a strong basement to their placement, but also it helps to move forward in their career also. First of all is their CGPA. As we know, the teachers are compelling us and also advising us to score more and gain more of a CGPA. But we may think that why is CGPA important, and we are just going to clear all the rounds in our placement activities. What am I going to do with my CGPA like that? But as far as I know, the CGPA played a major role in my placement. I'm gonna tell you a little experience which I had in my HCL. My CGPA was around 8.496 when I entered into the placement activities. As far as you know, each company will have a eligibility criteria which you have to get into it. The first thing is like they will have a they will set you a borderline like you should have a minimum 8 or minimum 7.5 CGPA. At least you must have that to enter into it. So you must be make sure that you must have at least 7.5 or 8 to enter into a particular company, so that only you will be at least trying to achieve your goal. The second thing is, since I had only 8.496, I had a major doubt whether I can get into the company or I may not be able to get into the company. And issue came and I asked the company and they told me I can get in. So it was rounded to 8.5, and in just 8.5, I was about to enter the company, and I went through all the placement process, and I did it, and I got the placement. So even if I got a point 0.2 or point 0.3 less than 8.5, I would have not get an opportunity to participate in any of the rounds in that company. So you must know that the first thing you must have in your hand is your CGPA, and the second thing is the courses completed. you know that the course which you are completed is not the part of your placement preparation. The course which you are going to complete, it should be from your first year, and it should be in a general process. You can do any of the courses you want, and it's on your own wish. You can do the courses in your web pages, like what to say, there are many websites which make you to learn the courses, or there are many courses like NPTEL courses, which college recommends us to do. They add us technical knowledge which are sufficient for an engineer. The first thing which a company expects to an engineer is the technical knowledge. When you enter into a technical HR, they expect you to have a technical knowledge about particular stuff. These courses which you completed, either in a technical field or in a programming field, gains you the technical knowledge you are going to have about a particular field. So the courses which you have completed and which you are putting it in your resume, when they see it, they first think that you are capable of getting into the company. So the courses which you have completed is the major part. Hence, I added it to the second list. The third one is the most important one, is the projects you have completed. Even though you have a even though you have a very much of projects in the technical knowledge, the projects which you have completed, that is what to say, um, the projects which you are going to do will create a practical knowledge. The courses which you have completed will help you to learn the programming stuff, like they help you to code things, they help you to do some stuff. But the projects which you do, like you have to create an application using the program which you do, like you have to create a kit, you have to design a kit, or using all the technical stuff you have learned, helps you to gain a practical knowledge sufficient for an engineer. HR who is going to take you should be aware that you are ready to do some practical stuff which is going to be held in the particular company. So you must have some projects in your resume, so that it adds very much credit in your resume. So most important three things are your CGPA, the courses which you have completed. The courses which I meant is not the practical stuff, it's just the programming part as well as the technical things which you learn. Hence I added it as technical knowledge. And the projects completed, the projects completed is to apply those technical knowledge. Okay, let us see the next slide. Okay. Then I have explained all these things, and I'm about to discuss a short about my CGPA and my courses completed and how it helped me to enter into HCL. As I said, my CGPA was exactly 8.50, and it helped me to enter into the first round of the HCL. And the courses completed. And the courses which I have completed is the programming Java I completed from NIIT, and J2EE. The J2EE is a step ahead of Java. It's not necessary that you have to learn Java, but it's your wish. It's not like you can learn only C, C++ alone like that. It's any of your courses you want, you can learn. But whatever you learn, it will be useful in any of the companies in some day. It's about your own interest and which you are very capable of. Okay, so the web development servlet JSP I completed in NIIT, and from DTSP and MPMC I got NPTEL certificates, which our college is recommending us to do. It is very very useful for us to gain technical knowledge from those exams which we do. And I had a workshop certification in IoT, and I was in a big data center of excellence. So they made me to do data scientist as well as data analyst course. It is related to artificial intelligence and some deep learning. So it helped me a lot and is helping me a lot to work in HCL now. Okay, the next slide. Okay, I'm just going to just say the names of the projects which I did. I did like 5 projects, like wireless power transmission, power efficient solar panel, handwriting recognition for big data science of excellence, Redacton, and web page development. These are the projects which I did the practical knowledge which I gained from the technical stuff. So you have to separate all the practical as well as the technical stuff you are learning, so that it will be easy for you how to apply those which you have learned. Okay. Next is skill rack. Okay. Why are the college recommending us the skill rack alone? Because it is a very, very great platform. You have known many other platforms like Hacker Rank, Hacker Earth, and many, many platforms. But skill rack is a platform where they help you to learn from the scratch. Because I didn't even know, many of you, I hope we have not even learned C, C++ at the beginning, but we came up to a position where we are able to program from our home. So SkillRack is a platform where they help us to do from the scratch, not even programming. They're helping us to do all the aptitude stuff. So it's a great platform to learn and an easy platform to learn. That is the importance of SkillRack. And the main other importance of SkillRack are the fundamental programming languages. The basic fundamental programming languages are C, C++, Java, and Python. You may ask, whoever you may ask, they will say these four languages are very important, and all these four languages are very well taught in SkillRack. So you can learn them very easily. You can do all the tasks which they do in daily tasks and all the CPL, and you can increase your talent using those. Hence, the skill racks helps you in increasing in such a way, and the routine, that is the daily task, helps you to practice daily. So the main thing in doing a coding stuff is you have to practice the things which you are doing it daily. When they give you a daily task to do, they are making you to practice daily without even knowing to us. That is very important in skill rack. And next one is most important is competitive learning. There is something called medal counts, where the medal count is like we compete with each other while learning, so that it helps us to learn in a competitive way. While learning in a normal way, the learning speed as well as the grasping thing will be very slow, but while learning it in a competitive way, the speed in which we learn will be very fast, and also it helps us to face the competitive world which we are going to see in the when we are get placed. So it's very important, and it helps to know our level of coding skills. When we have a what to say, when we have a result or when we have a medal, we are able to know in which position we are standing in each and every programming skills, so that we know that in which part, whether in aptitude or in English or in coding, in which we have to develop. And the next thing is aptitude skills. As we know, most of the online platforms do not have aptitude skills which they teach to us, but skillrack has the aptitude skill, and they helps us to improve it, which is very very important. And also not only skillrack, there are many many other platforms you can, like hacker rank, hacker earth, geeks for geeks, and many platforms are present in internet. Make use of them, because they have their own way of teaching you, and you can have a good idea of them. Okay, the next one is, you know very well, is the Amcat. I thought, and you may also think, why is Amcat needed? As I said, SkillRack is a great platform. Like the Amcat is a great platform for evaluation. Amcat, have you seen the result of that? Is a very long result. They give you a very long evaluation of ourselves. Hence, it is a very great platform of evaluation. And what is the importance of Amcat? An overall exam experience. I think you would have written the AMCAT exam for almost 5 to 6 hours continuously, so that you will be able to write exam, you get an exam experience. When we enter into placements, shows you how the exam experience will be. And also they provide various training to you during, before you write the AMCAT. Some of the expertise will come, and they will give you all the training things. It will help you even in um, placements also. And also all sections continuously. When you write AMCAT exam, you will write like English section, followed by technical section, followed by automata, followed by automata fixed, and then followed by some other section. While you write different sections continuously, it helps you to think differently in a continuous manner. While we attend a different section in placement, the first round will be an aptitude round. The next round suddenly will be programming round. The next round suddenly will be technical round, and the next round suddenly will be HR round. So we may not be able to concentrate suddenly in a short period of time. So these are the experience which we gained from AMCAT. And these are some of the tips to score well in AMCAT. The first thing is to concentrate more in this order. Is the first thing is aptitude, because aptitude requires time management very much. Because even though you practice in a home very lot, there if you get there, you have to complete in a very short amount of time. The next one is the technical thing. The technical questions, when we saw, we have to solve it, we have to obtain the exact answer. The next one is automata. Whenever we write Amcat exams, they used to say that if we score 100 in automata, it's a very big thing. It's not like that. Automata is a question where the program stuff used to be very big, but it's very, very easy. When you practice it very well, it used to be very easy. So you can score very well in automata things. Okay, I'm moving to next one. Okay, day one companies. Okay, these are the most important companies when compared to day zero as well as day two companies. The reason that I tell it is very important is that they are highly reputed. The reason they are very highly reputed is that they make you to learn and they make you to work in an environment where you do reputed things, and we used to make products for a well-known company. That is the reason we say reputed. And also you'll work for what you studied. In day zero companies are like the companies like IT companies and all, but you can work for what you studied. Like KPIT, they work for a microprocessor and microcontroller field. This is what we studied, and they provide you a very strong foundation. As you know, the job guarantee is very well, and they have a high salary. Okay, I'm going to discuss some of the day one companies which I entered, and I'm not able to get into the company, and I'm going to tell you why and how you can tackle those difficulties I faced in those companies. The first company was Soliton, as you know. The Soliton round consists of, first one was the aptitude round, the puzzle round. The second one was physics. The only company, as far as I know, they had physics is the Soliton. So practice physics very well. The basic physics which you have in 11th and 12th books helps you to do well in the first physics round. Aptitude round, they used to ask like puzzle questions. You can follow some of the YouTube videos where they used to solve puzzle daily. And the programming round, as you know, Python, Java, C++, they used to code, advanced programming round. Then the HR round will be next immediate to it. They'll ask you questions about the first round, what you did, and the second round, what you did, and the project design. They'll give you a particular topic and they'll tell you to discuss about it, and the technical HR and the personal HR. And the first thing is, it's very, very important to clear all the rounds. Even though you went to the last round, and if you are unable to clear the round, then you will get an experience, but the hard work which you made will be of no use. Hence it is important to clear all the rounds, so you should focus on your concentration up to the personal HR level. And the first round is very, very important, since you know it's a very huge competition. There will be like 400 to 500 people sitting there, and only 50 people will be get selected to the second round. Hence, there is a huge crowd. It's very important in the first round to get selected, so that you'll be focusing very deeply into the placement activity, so that you'll be concentrating more into the next rounds. Okay. The next company was Zoho. Zoho is actually a complete product based company. So I would advise you to pursue the Zoho intern offer itself at the beginning, because they'll keep aptitude as well as programming round at the beginning, and they'll take you for an intern. So you'll be able to work there, you'll be able to experience how the work is. Even though you are not comfortable with the work, you'll be able to attend all the companies which comes to our college. So we'll have a two offer, and also the intern offer is very, very important. The second thing is in campus rounds. The competition is huge, as I said. Hence, it consists of all the department. You have to overperform the CSC as well as the IT students. Since they are full time and mainstream is the programming. So you have to overperform them in order to pursue the job in Zoho. So you have to increase your programming skills thoroughly in order to get into it. As I told, the programming knowledge in like C++, Java is very, very important. The project experience is very, very necessary, because there is a round like they will ask you to do a whole project. They'll tell you to create an app using whichever language you know. Even though you know all the languages and you can code like what are the question they ask you to do, but you have to do it as a complete package. That is very, very important. The next company is Econ. Even though Econ is a camera company as well as they call it a core company, it's both technical as well as programming. They keep both technical round as well as programming round. And the most important is the final count is very, very restricted to less than 3. So the competition will be very heavy and the rounds will be very more, and we have to overperform then. We have to show some of your creativity in each and every round. So I went to the technical round and I got rejected in the second technical round, since I didn't show any creativity, I think so. So I hope you have to show some creativity or some uniqueness in each and every round in these companies where they take only less number of rounds. Okay. The next company is Koda Global. Koda Global, as you know, is a complete product company. It also requires a very high coding skill that is very, very important. Other than other companies like they require only C, C++, Java, Python, it is a full stack with development. You know, there is full stack with development you can learn in Django, Java, Python, etc. They will tell you to create a complete front end as well as back end application, one of the advanced programming nodes. Hence, it has a huge initial package. They will make sure that you know the complete stuff, and you should be fully packed with stuff. They won't expect you to learn in a training session like that. You should be fully prepared for that. And then HCL. HCL is a product company. It has both software as well as core type. It has a very huge client involvement. I'm going to discuss it in detail since I got placed in HCL. It has clients like Boeing, Xerox, and many other clients. They are providing very higher study opportunity in abroad as well as India. These are the things about HCL. And finally, KPIT. I didn't attend KPIT since I got placed in HCL. As far as I heard it from my friends, it's a good core environment. When you work there, you'll be working for the complete core things which we studied in our college, like microcontroller and microprocessor, control system, and C. It's completely application oriented. Well, you have to do some automation, vehicle control things, and it's completely application oriented work. So the work environment will be very, very good. The rounds which they kept was like aptitude coding. They kept it in a metal platform and online screen, and technical HR, and then personal HR. The technical questions, I'll tell you to practice by asking questions to each other about all these MPMC control systems, like asking what is the output of such a waveform and what is the output of a circuit, like that. Okay. The next is HCL Technologies. Okay. Since I went through this and I got placed, I will discuss something deep in this HCL Technologies. As you know, the requirements they provided is CGPA must be greater than or equal to 8.50. This is the first criteria. Uh, you must be good in technical thing as well as programming thing. You must have a high aptitude skill. These three things the company asked us to have, but I will tell you, there was a different thing in the round which they kept. I'll share you that also with you. And there were 5 domains in HCL, including tests. The tests which they kept also consists of 5 domains. First one was the hardware. The hardware consists of all the embedded and the electrical thing which we wrote exactly in Amcat. In Amcat, we used to write the electrical thing exactly the same. The second one was the Xerox. The Xerox is the Xerox machine company which we have. We have a client link with them, and they used to help to make the Xerox machines with them. And the Cisco is completely communication related company, and it's completely they ask questions about communication. It's related to EC department. And the fourth one is aerospace and defense. It's 75% programming and 25% hardware. I got placed in this domain, aerospace and defense. And the fifth one is mechanical. It's PLC domain based. We are not allowed to participate in mechanical alone. So we can participate in any of the four. Even we can participate in all the four. There is first the pre-placement talk will happen, and the HR will come to us. They'll explain everything about each and every domain, and we can ask doubt to them, and they will help us to choose which domain we wanted. Even if we have doubt, we can write tests in more than one domain. Okay, the overall process. The overall process is first one is the pre-placement talk. They'll explain everything about the company, the overall thing, what are the process they are going on, what are the policies of the company. The second one is the chat session with the HR to choose the domain. Since we don't know anything about the domain, they'll explain everything about the domain with the PPT, and they'll have a small chat session with them. so that will be somewhat clear to choose in which domain we are going to participate in. The third one will be the writing test. Each and for each domain there will be different writing tests. The fourth one was the technical interview. The technical interview they'll be asking technical questions. Fifth one is the interview on domain selection. If we get selected in more than one domain till the technical interview, they will try to that is the HR interview will help us to select which domain you wanted based on the questions which you answered. Even if you outperform both the domains, they will ask your wish to which domain you wanted to be in. The final one was personal interview. You'll go there, they'll ask you, tell me about yourself and all the basic questions, and they will be selected. Okay, the contents in the written test. Okay. What are the contents in the written test was aerospace and defense. In aerospace and defense, that is the what I was taking part. There was three. I participated in three domains actually: aerospace and defense, hardware, as well as Cisco. Since I don't have much interest in Xerox, I didn't participate in Xerox. So I wrote three tests in aerospace defense, hardware, and Cisco. In aerospace and defense, the first one was writing questions. The writing question contains no objective type of questions. There are 20 questions, 20 questions, 20 pages. Each question, there was a full page of gap. It was fully descriptive. It was based on Linux, database management system, all the programming languages, data structures, etc. It was completely programming oriented. There was no technical thing related to that. We have to write the answer in a brief, or we have to write the program related to that. There were no objective type of questions. The second one is hardware. There were both objective as well as written type of questions. In objective type of questions, there were verbal and technical. Technical, it was a little tough. Let's say it was at nearly the gate level type of questions, and the aptitude question and some puzzle type of questions. Written type questions, as I said, it is to draw the output waveform. You have to listen this clearly. They are asking these type of questions in every year placement activities. You have to draw the output waveform for a given part of the circuit based on the input values. They'll give a circuit, complete circuit. There'll be each and every parts, including capacitor, inductor, everything. There will be values of the input, output, everything. They'll mark arrow in a particular point, even in the line or even in a particular capacitor or inductor. And you have to draw the output waveform, marking both magnitude as well as the correct waveform. This is what we have to do. There will be 5 technical questions, and we have to answer all the 5 technical questions. Okay, Cisco. Cisco is completely communication oriented. There will be objective questions on aptitude as well as communication. Then the technical interview. I didn't attend Xerox, so I don't know what they asked about Xerox. Technical interview. I got selected in all 3 domains to the technical interview. The hardware. When I went into the hardware, they asked me full hardware questions about what the questions I drew in the paper about like they changed me the diagram, they changed me the input output values, everything, and they asked me even more complex questions about bugging and debugging. And they told me to find what is wrong in a particular circuit, and then they're told to correct it like that. And aerospace and defense, the questions were like based on Linux, Bash, OS, artificial intelligence, Python, and a little bit hardware. So it was completely like OS oriented and Linux oriented. So I asked these questions. They asked these questions, and I answered all of these questions. For example, like artificial intelligence, they asked me like which program you used to create artificial intelligence. Could you write a simple program and explain it to me? An operating system. What is the basics of an operating system? What are the applications? And for example, in Python, what is the difference between Java and Python? They used to give me a application. For this application, which programming language would you prefer and why? Which is the best programming language do you prefer? What is the reason? Either they asked the questions based on all these topics. And Cisco. Cisco was fully communication oriented. I did hardware as well as aerospace defense to a particular aerospace. I did both of them well, but Cisco I don't know much about it. They asked me questions completely related to communication. They asked like what is a router and how to communicate between a router, how to change the signals, how to modulate signals, everything. I told them I was not much sure about it, and I told what are the things I know. And to the final HR interview, I got selected in both hardware as well as aerospace and defense. In personal interview and domain selection round, again they asked me questions about hardware as well as aerospace and defense. So they told me like you are willing to work in the hardware part or you're willing to work in aerospace and defense environment. Think of you in both of these scenario and tell me which one you like. Both are the same, it depends on your wish. And they asked me like that, and I told them I think for 5 to 10 minutes they gave me some ample amount of time, and I told them I would like to join in aerospace and defense because I was quite interested in it. It contains both hardware as well as software part. Since I was a part of big data center of uh, big data COE, I was very much interested in artificial intelligence as well as some programming stuff. So I told them since I know hardware as well as some amount of programming, I would choose aerospace and defense. And they said, okay, you can choose it. And the final interview happened. They asked about me. The same thing I told only normal answers. And they told me, asked me about the company. What do you know about the company? And do you know the policies of the company? And I told them everything. And they asked me if I had any queries. And in that queries, everybody told me like I should ask some catchy question and I should inspire them like that. But I didn't do any kind of thing. I told them what is the salary, like that. I asked some basic questions and I left it. That's all. And I got selected in aerospace and defense in HCL. Okay. Here I am going to share some general placement tips that all of you should be keeping in mind all the time. Since everybody is going to attend placement for a first time, I don't had all these things. Even I used to write these things whenever I came out of each and every company, which I didn't do actually. I had a book in my home and I used to write all these things, and I'm sharing it with all of you. Please keep it in mind that it will help you in a real way. Okay. First thing is don't prepare according to a okay, sorry. Okay. Don't prepare according to a particular company or even particular domain, because if you prepare according to a particular company, for example you take Soliton, and Soliton will ask you questions only based on hardware, or they'll ask you questions only based on aptitude. You may not be able to attend any other company other than Soliton. So I would ask you to prepare in general so that it will help you to get prepared in all the companies. Even though you're not about to get in a company, it will help you to participate in each and every company. It should be a wholesome preparation. Okay. The second thing is don't focus on hardware alone. So everybody is thinking, even I too thought that since I am from a core department, it's enough to prepare the hardware part alone. It's enough to know the hardware alone. But it is necessary to learn, it is necessary to know at least some part of software too. Even in almost all the core companies like Soliton, Econ, which I participated, had this programming ground in them. So they make sure that we are able to program also. So I ask you to prepare for programming also, even if you are aiming for a hardware company. Okay. You have to prepare in such a way that it remains in your mind for a long time, because once you start going for placements, you'll be focused on the results of the placement and the next company and everything. You won't be able to prepare, and you won't get time to prepare. So you must prepare in such a way that it will be in your mind for a very long time, so that even in case two companies come together in a very close time, you don't need to get prepared. You can just brush up and you can go and you can attend the company and try to get experience in each company placement, because whenever you go into a interview, uh, everyone will gain some experience in which you are lagging. So they used to tell, even when you are asked queries, they used to tell you that you have to improve in this a little bit, you have to improve in that a little bit, like that. So keep that in mind whenever you go into the next company. Make that negative into a positive, so that it will help you to achieve the next company very well. The next thing is, since there is a huge amount of competition, and even everyone knows about lot of stuff about these things, they'll expect you to show some uniqueness and creativity in almost all the rounds as possible. Other than this writing rounds and all, in HR round and technical HR round, they'll expect you to show some uniqueness and creativity, so that it will help you to distinct yourself from others. The next thing is resume. The resume is the very most important thing. When you enter into technical as well as personal HR, the first thing they see is your resume. They even start asking questions from your resume. So make it short and sweet. Don't add anything which you don't surely know about it. And you have to picture yourself completely in that resume. It's very, very, very important. Okay, next one. Okay. You have to keep yourself mentally and physically very, very healthy during the interview process, because these process will end up till late night. You have to get ready in the morning, you have to go to college, you have to attend the interview, and you should be very, very healthy both physically and mentally to perform very well. So get ample amount of sleep, as well as try to stay mentally as well as physically healthy, and be bold and confident during interview process. Once they find you are not bold enough, uh, they won't think that you are the right person for that company. So you should show a positive face or a positive voice, and a bold voice for them, so that it attracts to them whenever you talk in a personal HR. And fear is our first enemy. As I told you, get rid of it. Don't fear for anything. There is nothing to fear of anything. And don't lose your hope at any point of time. You can achieve anything in your life if you work really hard. Learn anything newly, because it will help you in your life at any point of your life. Because as I told her, whatever you learn will surely be useful to you at any point of your life. I learned artificial intelligence, deep learning, Java, and some technical stuff without even having an idea that I will use it in my career. But I'm telling you, in HCL, the domain which I'm going to work is artificial intelligence and Java. So I didn't expect that I'll be working on that. So learn something new daily, even though you don't know what you are going to learn. Learn something will surely help you in any point of your life. But try to remember what you are learning and recall it every day. And this is my first I'm going to show the resume of me. This is what I pictured in every interview. You can create this as your own style and your own font style, but make sure that it is very, very compact, it is very, very short and sweet, and they should not search for the details in a resume. They should see the point which they are going to get when they look into the topic alone. It should be like the pointing things will be very, very easy, and listing them like that will be very, very helpful. Most preferable is like one page or maximum two-page resume is mostly preferable. So you can, as I said, you can show your uniqueness as well as your advantage in these resume also, but don't make it more catchy or more attractive. Simple way is better, but don't write it in a descriptive way, so they'll be searching the information which they are going to get. So these are the things I wanted to share. So I wish you all very good luck and all the best for your placements. And uh, I hope you will be coming out with flourishing colors next year, with all the company names and salary ratings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aravind Kumar. Your presentation is really amazing and it is very useful for all the third year students.
Thank you, madam.
Really, it is very nice. Really, it is very nice. Definitely our students, our third year students, definitely they will follow what are the points you discussed. Definitely they will follow, they will implement their placement. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, if anyone have doubts, you can ask in the chat.
Yeah, Arishwar, you asked my anyway. If anybody having
Yeah,
doubts, then we will discuss that.
yeah, Arvind, can you share your resume to me so that I can send to everyone need to ask?
Yeah, sure. I'll share it to you.
Yeah, okay. So, any other doubts? You can even ask doubts regarding your own. It doesn't have to be about the presentation.
So anyone has any doubts, you can surely ask. I'll answer it.
Arishwar, chat box enable பண்ணிட்டீங்களாமா?
Enabled தான் மேம் இருக்கு.
Check the chat box also. If anybody given any questions in the chat
They
box.
asked that if HCL is so strict about 8.5 CGPA.
Yeah, yeah.
Alvin, you
Okay.
can.
Okay. Okay. Actually, uh, many of them ask this question: why they are so strict about the CGPA? The it is there are two reasons. The one is it is the company rules actually. Even I asked the same question to the HR person when I was sitting there. Why do you need a CGPA to get into this? And they told like they are taking very small amount of people and they don't have a huge time to filter all of them. So they are having a criteria like CGPA to filter 50% of them, and they are spending the rest of the time to filter during this interview process. So that is why they are keeping CGPA as their eligibility criteria.
So, any more doubts? Anyone?
Okay. Okay. Sharmila has asked how we prepare for technical round because we can't study whole subjects. Suggest main subjects for technical round. Okay. The technical round, as far as I know, the main subjects will be microprocessor and microcontroller, control system, and all the basic subjects which we learned, like the subjects which we learned in the first and the second semester, like circuit analysis and I think it's enough. Circuit analysis is enough, and microprocessor and microcontroller and control systems. The questions won't be directly related to the technical thing which we studied. As you know, as I told, it will be like related to gate questions. The questions will be like solving questions. So you have to take some objective books, technical books, and if you try to solve those things, it will be very, very helpful for you. The
Yeah,
basic for everything is circuit theory. If you make sure you're so confident in circuit theory, you can move on to other subjects.
so yeah, another doubt like they asked that whether the students should know any particular technology like artificial intelligence or machine learning during the placement. Like, is it necessary for them to know those technology to get placed?
Actually, I didn't get you. Could you tell me one more again?
It's okay. Yeah, they asked that whether you should know particular, you should have particular knowledge about any technologies like AI or ML to get placed
Okay.
prior to
Okay.
placement. Is it really important or necessary? That's the question.
Actually, it's not important to get placed. As I told, the point that you have to show some uniqueness about you. At that point, it will be helpful. But 100% to get placed, the additional knowledge which you gain, it won't be that much useful. But you have to learn something extra from others. But the
So
thing which you will be working in those companies will be surely consists of artificial intelligence and machine learning things. But as far as the rounds they conduct, those things won't be in those rounds. If some questions arise like in interview, what are the other things you know, and what are the latest technologies in which you are capable of, at that time you should be ready with at least two technologies, latest technologies, so it will gain you some additional points. That's what.
okay, so for that question, it's like it's not very much necessary to get placed, but if you need some, like you have to show that you're talented in something and you're exceptional in something, then that might
Yeah,
be helpful. Yeah, that's what the whole point.
yeah. If in case like they have to select two of you, one
In
between
one, yeah.
two, at that time these things will create an advantage to you.
So if you do have the time and you're good already in the basics, you can go for learning the technologies. Else, I'll suggest you to do your basics well and be strong in it. So
Yeah,
that's where you'll be getting.
yeah. I don't suggest you to learn completely. At least have an idea. At least know the just the fundamentals of the latest technologies. That's more than enough.
So the next question is, can we put programming language as an area of interest? Like, can we put Java as our area of interest? What do you think about it?
Yes, sure. Surely you can put Java as your area of interest. But if it is really your area of interest, you can surely put Java as your area of interest. But question will surely arise by the HR technician if you got selected in a technical round. Like you are more confident in a programming domain, and why you are willing to come into the technical domain in your electrical domain. Why are you more? You are more interested in that, so you can go into that field. Like that, a question will arise. So you should be able to answer in a better way for that question.
Yeah, but you can actually select a particular domain in a program, like data structure or any particular algorithms or app development. Like you can go even
Yeah,
for
sure,
technology.
sure, you can
So
do.
that would be a better thing, because if you just put it as Java or any programming language, they can pitch you questions from anywhere that even you don't know.
Yeah,
No one can learn
yeah,
a programming language fully, right? So actually, you can go like data structures in C. So you have only certain number of data structures that can be implemented using structure in C.
yeah,
So yeah, that you can go like any particular
yeah. The
domain.
more specific you are, the questions will be in that, so it'll be easier for you to answer.
So another one asked whether when the placements would be getting started for us. So even we don't know when it will be getting started for you, like in a whole. So we can answer that question with another question, like when will we get our exams over. So even we don't know what's going to happen, but
Actually, you can think it in a positive way. Like
mm,
we don't have much time to prepare. Actually, you're getting more time to prepare now.
uh, just in
Make
case.
make use of this time to study. At least you can learn in home. We can, since we had college, we won't be able to learn. You can
uh,
spare some time and we can learn with this time.
just for the sake of making you learn, what you may think is that you should prepare like tomorrow you're going to get a placement, like suddenly there may be placements from next week. So
Yeah,
you should be preparing for everything in that way. It's not to get you tensed or something. It's just that you can utilize the whole time that you have. Like you certain people, like they will have other works, they will concentrate in that rather than reading or learning something. But if you do learn a lot in this long tenure, it will be helpful for you a lot. So that's what I will suggest you to do. So any more doubts you can ask in everyone itself, not privately, so that everyone can know what doubts they have, because many have common doubts within themselves. Yeah. Any other doubts? And another thing about what Arvind said, that you shouldn't prepare company specific actually. That's a good point you said. no one in our batch to prepare just for the sake of one company. We had a general thought of getting prepared in everything so that as a company comes, we can just brush up and know a lot about that company in a particular day. Like we had 2 days in between each company during day zero placements. So within that gap of time, what we can do is actually we should know all the basics that a company needs for requires from us for placements, and we can know a little bit more about the company or a little bit more about what they do in the company. So that's how you must prepare. You shouldn't prepare like I have to get placed in a company. As he said, you shouldn't prepare like I have to get placed in Sultan, so I should read only about what Soliton wants. That's not the point of placements. So be prepared for everything and just brush up the things that you require for each company when the company comes. So any other questions?
Actually, mistakenly typed it as day one company, I think so, in my
Yeah,
PPT. I'm
yeah.
not sure. Actually, it's day zero. Sorry, everyone. It's day zero companies. Just now I saw it. And also, don't expect like I have to get placed in this company, because there is a scenario like the company may be postponed, or the particular company won't come in a particular year. There are scenarios like that. So don't have a particular company in mind.
We had
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
companies like that. We actually see. Yeah, so I'd like for anyone to ask some doubts. You can ask some interesting doubts regarding placements. But still, I see people leaving one by one, but not any doubts. So,
And also there are many off-campus opportunities also they are available for you.
okay,
So you can make
there
use
is
of
a
them
doubt.
also.
There is a doubt, Arun. You can answer.
Okay, okay.
He asked that which domain do you think will has more growth that is offered by HCL? Which domain do you think? Arun?
I didn't get you. Say it more again.
Which domain has
Hmm.
more growth? The domain which are offered by HCL, which domain do you think will have
Okay.
more growth in near future?
Has more growth.
Yeah, like they would really expand and explore in that field alone in that part.
Okay, okay.
That's how they are asking the question.
Okay. Actually, growth wise, each domain is completely different. One is electrical, one is communication related, one is programming, like that. As far as I know, this, the growth is in each and every domain. But the sudden growth which you expect, or the immediate growth which you expect, is the domain which has the latest technologies, like artificial intelligence. I'm not telling because I got placed in that. I'm telling like they are the latest technologies. They are developing it day by day. Because in technical domain, you can work it. There will be a very beautiful environment. But it will take time to implement. It will take time to develop new things. It will take time to implement. It will take time to create things and to work there. Development will be sure in all domains, but the time taken for the development will be a little varying. That's all.
And as part for the concern who asked this question, what I'll say is you can, if you are strong in any particular domain already, like if you are strong in core, you can go for hardware. If you are
Yeah, yeah.
that's how
Actually,
I
you
would
don't want to think about in that way. That
yeah.
was actually I was about to tell. Because if you are strong in a particular domain, you don't actually want to work in other, right? So you choose a domain which you are strong in. That's it.
Okay, and so the next question is how long will the placement process take for a single company approximately? Yeah, that's actually for day zero companies. We'd say like 2 days. 2 days were like, yeah, 2 to 3 days, maximum 3 days, and not more than that. What do you say, Arvind?
The
Correct.
day zero companies are the companies which takes more time. The
Yeah,
process is It's a very late process, so it will take you 2 to 3 days actually.
Some companies will be taking in 2 days, and the others they'll take 3 days. And while if most of you are eligible for a company, like in KPET, what they had is like first initially we have to complete the rounds, like round 1 and round 2 online, and then only the interview will be conducted separately for you, and that's how it was done at KPIT. So some companies, it's the tenure is we don't know. Just one day will be in the campus, and the other days we have to do it from home. We got it on Sundays, that is those who attended. So yeah, that's so. Will there be virtual interviews if they are going to attend any company through online? That's the next question.
Okay.
Will be like if you are
Um,
going to yeah, you can say R.M.D.
okay. Actually, it depends upon the company. Since you mentioned it as lockdown, as far as I know, it may be virtual interviews because they can't be coming to the college, so there may be virtual interviews. I hope so because HCL is conducting virtual interviews now, so I think so. It depends on the company. And one more thing I want you to know is make sure you have all the documents with you all the time because when we had interview there were many students searching for resume and all the documents during the interview process. So at least have 5 copies of every documents with you all the time in your bag. No need to have original of anything. So don't bring anything to your college and you'll lose it. So just have the Xerox and have many copies. Have it in your bag all the time.
Yeah, that will reduce the frustration actually you get at the last moment, like somewhere going to a Xerox shop to take printouts, and all of a sudden it was like the Xerox shop got filled with people, so you will get frustrated due to that. I suggest you follow what parents say. That's in case of college. By now you have to have everything in your cloud, like in Google you may store the data, that the certificates or the resumes you have in Drive, so that you can access it whenever you want, or if you are not at your home and if suddenly they ask you a resume and you need to send it, you have to have a soft copy all the time. And whenever you have the chance to get a hard copy, just go and get it. That's useful. So any other doubts? Anyone? We do have 10 more minutes, so you can ask any doubts.
Shall we end the session, ma? Any other doubts?
I don't know if anyone are going to ask, ma'am. If they are best site to prepare, yeah, they are asking, ma'am. We'll just see whether
Okay.
Okay.
best site to prepare resume. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can say I will you did more resume.
Okay. And there are many sites like I prepared in a site called Free Resume. I'll just share it. There are many websites. You can search in the Google. Okay, but many of them will be. I think it's paid one. So first, right? Don't use paid one. You can create your own resume, the format which you like. So don't pay for resume. There are many free websites also. This was a paid one actually, but I didn't pay. I had a coupon for this. So there are many websites. If you search in Google, it will come.
Okay,
So you can
wait.
have the.
They can't see your screen. I'll just make it first.
Okay.
Better you put it in the chat box, ma. That link and all you put it in the chat box.
Yeah, ma'am. I did it in the chat box only.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
See this.
Okay.
okay, and previously I just asked that even yesterday to show my resume to everyone. And I want to say that I didn't just stick with one resume. I just had resume for all formats. Like I had resume for single page. Like I had 2 to 3 resume with me, and I had a resume for multiple pages in case I have to show whatever I had with me to them. So because sometimes you may have certificates which can't be within one page. In those cases, you may actually go with 2 pages, and it's not about like if you go to 2 pages, the only thing is the interviewer's point of view. He'll think that why is he showing this many things to me? Is it necessary for me to see all these things? That's what his concern will be. But if that's not going to be the case, and if it's just for a review, like you are going to give it to a company via online, like they collect the resumes from online, then you can submit 2 page resumes too. But for interviewers, it's better that you give resume in a single page. So I'll just share that to you.
Deepak has asked a question. Does the number of internship is important or duration of the internship is important?
I will suggest
Actually, okay.
because
Actually, okay, okay. You say, you say.
actually what the thing is, you have to be very much concentrated in one technology. Like if you are going for machine learning, let's say for example, you're going to a company for machine learning for 1 month, and you're going to another company for another technology for another month, it won't be a good thing. And they will think that why do you take why are you trying to explore everything? Yeah, some might think like that. But what I'll suggest is you have to stick to a company for a long time for internship. And if it's really a good company, they might end up giving you a job offer too. So yeah, internships, like if you are doing it in middle level companies, like they are not the best in the technology, then what I'll suggest is you can do as many interns as you want. Like the interns may last for 1 to 2 months, so you can go to 2 to 3 internships, even about different technologies. And what matters is that do those technologies comes under the company's criteria that you're going to attend. That will be the point. Like they'll see whether had you attended any intern which we are going to currently work upon. That will be the company's perspective. So see to that it's better you stick to one company for internship, or it's up to you, because if you can handle too many technologies at the same time, then it's well and good. Yeah, I'll come to the point of resume and just share my. Yeah, so this was my single page resume which I actually used for Zoho. So I did. It's actually a template from Zoho. That was the site's name. Zoho resume. Yeah, it's a Novo resume. NOVO RESUME. That's the site's name. There we got the template for this, and we just filled our details in it. And I do think that you have to have LinkedIn account, Twitter, and Quora. These three are like important. Facebook is just optional. So why Twitter is that we can see about the company's tweets too. Like in LinkedIn, there will be the official things which will be shared, but Twitter will have the sales perspective. Like if a company has a product that is to be sold, they do declare it in Twitter. So that one Quora, it states that you are searching in a well reputed like site for your answers. So that shows that. So I did have those things, and other than that, everything are common. And what I'll say is just be true in your resume. Don't add things that you don't know, and just specify if you don't know something and you're really new to a technology. Just specify it. And I just knew the basics when I used this resume, so I just had basics in everything and how much I knew in each and every technology. So that's how it was, and every other things. Yeah. So this was the basic resume which I used. Now I it just will solve some more. So what are the things that we should not include in resume? So I think Arvind can answer this.
Okay. Okay, you're asking what are the things which we should not include in resume. Okay. Actually, when I first created a resume, it was a very huge resume. Actually, I included a very large number of things, and point to point. Actually, like hobbies and all, you can mention just 2 or 3 hobbies. That's enough. Anyway, they are not going to see your hobbies and your more about your personal things. They are not going to see in much in a detail. So I think they are not much necessary to highlight those things. The most important thing is what are the things you learned, what are the projects you did, what is your CGPA. These are the things they want to see at the beginning when they want to ask you something. When they see something like what are the courses completed, they start to raise question in that. So add only those things in bold, and other things, your personal things, add just a bit. Don't concentrate more on them. And also, as Hari told, the LinkedIn profile, I wanted to just say it. It's very, very important actually. Uh, the each and every course you completed, each and every certificate you had, please add it in your LinkedIn profile, and don't add anything extra, because the companies will be watching you. Once you give it to the HR, they'll be going through your LinkedIn profile in a periodic manner. Even after I got placed, I got an offer from a company in Bangalore asking me to come for an interview. Since I got committed in HCL, I told them that I couldn't able to go. So LinkedIn will help you in a better way. So keep it in mind and add everything in that. It will surely help you. And what are the links you are adding in there? Even Twitter links, they will surely go through your Twitter links, and don't have any, what to say, like commercial stuff or like that in your Twitter account.
Yeah,
Try to have yeah, unwanted stuff. Try to have educational as well as technical stuff in your Twitter. So they'll try to see what is in your Twitter when they wanted to see. That's it.
okay. And another is asking the do's and don'ts for email ID to look professional. Actually, uh, how do we say for email ID to look professional? Arvind, like after you
Okay.
join in a company, they'll give you a company mail ID. So
Yeah, they'll give you a
there is
company
no
mail
need
ID.
for professional mail IDs. It's just not to be too fancy, like John Cena, not 8. Like they do keep some mail ideas which are not relevant to their names. Just have a mail ID
Okay.
with your
Yeah.
name and some relatable stuff so that they do know that it's you, and it should be
Yeah.
remain
And also, if they what to say, they uh, they don't want you to give you a college mail ID to them. They
yeah.
want your personal ID only, because they wanted you to communicate even after college. So try to have your name and your like father's name, any number like that in a simple manner. Like don't have any actor's name, don't have any funny names after that. That's it.
Yeah, and it's always better to have your name and your father name. So that's how like the email ID will be provided from companies too. Your name with your initial. So think of having it like that. And other thing, yeah.
And make sure you give a correct email ID to them. It's very, very important, because even if you change a single letter, or if you somebody will have a dot or some um, exclamatory marks and all, if you miss that in that, you won't receive a mail from that company. Some of my friends had that issue. So make sure you type the correct email ID in your resume. That's very, very important.
Yeah, I'll now try to share with my another resume which I used to give out to companies through via online. So this will be a better. Yeah, like this is the resume that I used to share with every company. This is what I gave to Solina. So like I had a general format for it, like it should start with your name, all the stuff already. like how you write CV in your letters. So just like that, uh, it should be a little professional. That's what I meant. Like I didn't have add my photo. Like nowadays, photo is like professional, but I was like orthodox resume, which we used to have from 2000 to 2007. That's the time we had orthodox formats like this. So I just gave it because those who like recruiters, they might be some people who stick to old age. So they might think what which is very simple might do the job for them. So I just gone with it. Uh, the things are career objective and summary. This is like a general format that they do have in online resumes. So education details, area of interest, proficiencies, and yeah, these things are to be avoided when you do single page resume. Like they don't need, there's no need for them to know about your personal traits and hobbies. I just gave this for the HR's perspective because personal HR, they will look for these things and they do want to know who does what in their personal life to know well about them. So that's the reason I added them, but it's actually not necessary for you if you think it's not. So yeah, awards and achievements, etc., certifications, and that last, yeah, this was really need a thing like we do need reference for ourselves, and I just gave our college principal as my reference, who like he knows the details about me and the company can contact regarding me to him. So that's how it was clearer to me. So I did have this one, and this made a little difference to my resume because none other had this, and they did ask me in Soliton. Actually, no one had this reference in their resume, and I think that when if we have your resume in future, if there is any issue, like if I wanted to know anything about you, I can call this person and ask him. Like I can send a mail to him, etc. So if this is part of your resume, I think it will be good. And declaration is the general stuff which you have in orthodox mails. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. So other than that, I don't think any other doubts are there. So hopefully today's session completed within 1 hour 10 years. So I think everyone are happy right now to let you go off so soon. So ma'am, shall we end the session? Is that okay?
We will end the session.
Okay.
I would like to convey my thanks to both Arishwar and Arvind Kumar. They were given a lot of tips, lot of information to third year students. Definitely it will helpful for all the students. Once again, I will convey my special thanks to both of you. Then I would like to convey my sincere thanks to all the third year students to attend this training program. Once again, we will meet tomorrow sections. Thank you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you.
And plus make sure that everyone attends the further sessions. So you'll make good use of it, and it will be about day two companies too. So like they have seen the whole platform of placements, and they have a lot more to say than what we have said actually. So I think it's better when you attend their sessions more than ours.
Yeah,
So thank
definitely,
you.
ma. Definitely. I will ask the students to join tomorrow onwards.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma. Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you.